Hey everyone, how is everyone doing tonight? I was sitting here listening to the music and it was like, oh shit, I need to start. So, it's talking about the music. Let's turn that down. There. Let's see. There's not a lot of people here before the stream. Aimolhoke says heart and thumbs up. Thank you, man. And Silazard Stoya. Okay, first. Not quite, but close. First with typing. And then Greg E. Looks like I'm a bit early. You were kind of on time. I was a bit late. John Kooster is here. Hey, everyone. Happy Friday. And then Johnny Bergdahl says, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Well, hello there, Johnny. Sadly, no pink LEDs today. Actually, no LEDs today. What is going on? Let's see. Pablo is here. Philip is here. John O'Brien. Couldn't be better. I have a second MS-01 node due to arrive any minute through DHL. Nice. I looked at those, but I also want hard disk based storage. So I decided to go another route. Won't be around very long, but still wanted to stop by and say hi, says Philip. Aw, you've got something else to do on your Friday night, CEO? 32 people here before it even started. Now there's 45. Looking forward to the cluster build, says Michael Anderson. Nice. Yeah, me too. Not that the old hardware is failing like right this second, but new hardware is always nice and shiny. So this stream will suck. If anything in your life without pink LEDs would suck, Johnny, I would hate to be you. Sorry. Good thing I'm still in the return window then. Oh, well, did you want to use hard disks with it, John O'Brien? I mean, there's probably ways to do it. Using an HBA and some external cards and things like that, but yeah. Get some sleep after a long, exhausting day keeping my people in check. Ah, okay, that I can understand. So you take time for you, Philip, that's okay. Just in case you show me something better. Well, today we're going to build the second node, because I've already built the first one. It's actually running up there. You can't see it, but that's okay. And, yeah, I'm going to build two more. So I thought maybe build one together with you guys on stream, and then build the third one while I also film a video from it. And then there's, there's going to be articles, and I'll have photos, and I'll have a live stream, and I'll have a video, and yeah. I have been working on the articles on and off for like 2 months now. I need to get some of them finished. I have published some in the video description with all the hardware that's involved. It's not really finalized yet, but at least there's something. Now, I want something to drink. What's this? Why is this here? What? Or is it on my... It's on my screen. Okay. Anyway, I want something to drink. So, the same provider of drinks, the same friend who's been providing me with drinks for a while now, has still 2 more drinks in stock. Or, well, I had. It's the Sundia again we had last week, but I liked it. But this time it's in bottle form. Let's see what the expiry date on this one is, because sometimes these 31/01/25. So this one needs to be drank. And then we have Shokata. I don't know, but it's like citrus or lemon with mayflower. I want to say that's I think the wrong word, but with a kind of flower. And this one is good until no wait. Okay, that was confusing. So it has 2 dates. First it says 17/08/24. It's like but then it says 16/02/25. So likely it's still good for about a month. Cool. Okay, well, we'll drink the one we know first. The Molten Smurf. Yeah. Let me look up the name. I don't remember. I don't remember what the name stands for. Shokata. Fanta Chocata. Oh, you can actually get it in the Netherlands too. From Jumbo, okay. But what taste does it have? Oh, it's vlierbessem. But what is vlierbloesem? Elderflower. Okay, so it's elderflower with citron. So, hey Jacco, welcome. And Guido's here. Unholy mass. Oh no. Great, working all day in the server space just to deal with that outside work time too. Well, but we're gonna build a fun server. I'm a bit dark. Maybe I'm a bit too dark. Hold on. There, it's not that dark over here. There, it's a bit better. Okay, but yeah, we're gonna take a look at that. This one is darker than I remember too. So let's crank up the ISO there. Because we're gonna, if it's PC hardware, there is often a lot of black involved. So we need to crank up the brightness. Flower drinks are always suspect. Well, I've had this guy before, and it was very nice. But then they didn't have a zero sugar variant, and well, now seemingly they do. So, well, I'll drink them both tonight anyway. So let's start with the flowery one. Because I remember this from when I was on vacation in Croatia. Oh. It might be a bit excited. RGB, all the things, even in server cases, who cares? Well, no, I don't really feel like that. Oh, Draadstaal is here. Ooh, it smells. Ooh. Yeah, it's a funky taste, but it's pretty good. Okay. Noise. But now do you know that you know what I am drinking? What are you drinking? Well, I'm waiting. The links in my description to my blog don't work. Uh-oh. Is that true? I thought I edited them in a way that they would work. Let's see. First one worked for me. And the second one... Yeah, the second one also works for me. What? Really? Huh? Let me go to the link in my own stream. It's always dangerous, isn't it? Hold on. Yeah, Intermit.Tech. Let's see, this one. Oh, there's crap behind it. Hold on. Okay, let me edit it. Oh, okay. I know what happened. Save. Let's see if it works now. Yeah, first one works. Second one works. Good. Okay, yeah. The emojis got stuck in the link. YouTube just didn't understand. Just for a little while here, it turns out this is going to be movie night with my girlfriend to the movie theater. Well, that is allowed once, Draadstaal. If that's going to become like the regular thing on Friday, we need to talk, because what's going on? You know what Friday is. I wish I was having a beer, but it's only 13 past 12 and I'm at work. Both good reasons, to postpone it until later. Juicy Lucy Nipa. What the hell is that? I've never heard of that. I'm gonna look that up. Should I look that up? I don't know. What the Elche? Oh, it's a beer. Okay. I have no clue whatsoever how that would taste. Okay. It's beer o'clock somewhere. Sure. Same goes for Johnny and his bar trip. Yeah. I don't know where he does that, but it's okay. No. Funky. It has a kind of flowery taste, and you know it's always funky. So okay. So we're not gonna daddle around too much today because I don't think we're gonna make this in a single stream. We might not even make it in two. So we're just gonna get started here because we're gonna start really from the bare bones because the first item is a John's Bow design case. I actually had to look pretty hard here in Europe to find one. In the end, I believe it was Case King in Germany which had them almost in stock. You could pre-order them and then they allocate one or two for you. So I bought two from them and that was fine. I also got one from AliExpress, like when we did the build a whole while ago, and I've been using that one. Okay, so let's see if we can do the. Okay. There. It is out of the box. Oh, now everything's on top. Good. So we're not going to do an in-depth look at the case because we've built in this very case, well, not this exact one, but you know, the same one on the channel already. But we are going to heavily modify it, or rather, not use it as intended. And I think that's what this first stream is going to be about. Maybe not even. Sorry, hold on. Maybe not even building in the PC hardware, but all of the other stuff. But it's a very nice case. So we have the back, we have an expansion slot, although it's mini ITX. There's a place for fans here. We're not going to put our fans here. There's fans here. We're going to replace those. We're going to add rubber grommets and all kinds of things everywhere. And well, we are going to be using this 8-bay hard disk enclosure. That is very nice. The way they mount the hard disks is kind of unorthodox, but this isn't a production grade server in a co-location where there's thousands of them and you need to replace hardware every day and blah blah blah. This is, you know, my home server. If one fails, I can easily take my time and mess about with it, stuff like that. So for me, that is perfectly fine. Oh, they have a user manual. Well, we're not going to use that. What's this? What? Information. Okay. Sure. We're not going to use that either. We got a little box, though. Let's take a look at the box. So we've got some screws, motherboard thingies, zip ties, SSDs, and this is for all the hard disks. So we're probably not going to use that today, but that's okay. Okay, well, this can go in paper trash. This can go there. So the first thing we're going to do, let's see, is I think we're going to be replacing these fans. So if you look at the back here, it comes equipped with two 100mm fans, they call it. In reality, I'm not sure if they're actually 100mm or if they are 92mm, because we're going to replace these with Noctua 92mm ones. Now, these by default are connected to the backplane over here and over there. And while that works fine, it means they're not controllable. And, well, I would like these fans to be controllable. So next to swapping them for Noctuas, so they'll make a little bit less noise while generating about the same airflow, we are also going to make them controllable. Now on the last node, I did a very excessive mounting method. I'm still debating if I'm going to do the same here. Maybe I should. I want to run these nodes for at least like 5 years, and in the end, where they will be placed, a little bit of noise isn't going to be a problem, but other people might want to run these in their home in a place where noise is a problem. So maybe just do it. It does not have enough pink LEDs, no. Well, there's a little bit of pinkish over there. Where's my arm? There, pinkish in the background. Okay, hold on. We have the power of Home Assistant. We want pink, and we want more pink over here, pink, and then we want no effect pink. What's more purple? What? Is this better pink? There. A little bit less there, and then over here we'll do more of that too, and over here too. The pink, it's different shades of pink. They're different LEDs. See, now it's not pink. No? What? Okay, there. That's pink enough. No, it's a little bit wrong shade. Almost. There. I hope that appeases the Johnny. Oh, right. Need to unscrew on this side too. Oh. I don't remember if he got a girl or a boy, Philip. I am satisfied. Please continue. Good. Finally. Okay, so now we're left with this plate, which is the only thing we wanted. Well, that's not true. We also want these fan grills. Okay, so this can go into the... We don't need this right now box, I guess. I don't know. What we're going to use is 2 times 92 millimeters Noctua Redux fans. Now, I need to find where I have those. I think over here. Yeah. Then I also would think it's a girl, yes. Okay, let's do some plastic carton separation already, I guess. Okay. And I need to remember what side is up. So looking at the chassis, this plate goes in, you can't see anything. This plate goes in like this, so the rounded bottoms are here, with this on the outside. Good, because then I wanted to put in the fans so that they blow air to the outside, and I want the fan connectors to be, or the cables to come out on top. So I need to do it the other way around. And it's fine having them come out here together. And even though these are 92 millimeters, they actually line up with the holes for the 100 millimeters that were in there. I don't know how that works, but that's fine. Now, I talked about decoupling them. And so let's take a quick look at that. Because some of the things I want to use for that are these rubber gaskets. And you can get those on AliExpress. Now I know the links in the articles aren't really up yet, so yeah. And in theory, that will decouple them from, well, the case, which is good. Now I don't remember if I got 92 millimeters also. Because I know I got two sizes. I got 120s. Now these are way too big, so yeah. So these are all 120s. Okay, don't need those. So then we have the 92 or 80 millimeters. I'm not sure. I think I can make this fit, but I don't know how. I don't know if that's the right solution there, Stefan. Yeah, I think I can make this fit. I'll just have to stretch it a little bit, that's fine. Now I don't remember what I used for mounting them in my test node. I think I used the normal screws, but then I used some rubber grommets to decouple them, basically. So let's see if I can turn this around without it moving. Probably not. Well, it's not too bad. Yeah, I can make that work. Why don't I use some kind of electric screwdriver? I have electric screwdrivers, but I don't like using them for everything. So I kind of use both. Now we're gonna go really. So this isn't a do as I do tutorial. This is a I'm trying things and who knows if it works or not, but I'm gonna work through it anyway. This is a kit of rubber O-rings. And as I said, I want to make these as low noise as possible. So I'm going to use some of these rubber O-rings to basically decouple the screw from the case. Now, how well this actually works, I wouldn't be able to tell you. Why do only you and I have a kit, Neil? What's going on? So this is going to be very tedious, but you get to watch me suffer through it. Are these screws the same length? Let's see. So these are the Noctua versions, and these are the normal versions. Well, the Noctua versions actually have a notch in them, and the normal ones don't. Okay, I'll try and use the normal ones. Wouldn't the O-ring dry out over time and break? I don't know. This is just... Oh man, I remember doing this the first time and thinking like, oh my god, I need to do so many more. So first we need to squeeze these O-rings over the screw. This is going to be a very boring stream. Because you need to use a ring... Jesus. I can't even talk. Oh, silicones don't have that problem. Okay, well, good that I got silicones. Or NBR. What is it, silicone? I think so. Yeah. So the problem is it needs to be the smallest size that you can get on there, because otherwise it's not going to do anything. But it's a real hassle getting them on the screws. Let's see if I screw it in, if it actually fixes itself or not. I would think so. Yeah, it does. So I only need to get them on there slightly, and then I can use them like that. Now I need to align the... Okay, we'll do the second fan later. I need to align the gasket a bit better. Okay. Yeah, so the idea is that in the end, it will look a little bit like this, so that the screw is actually pushed into the O-ring. It's squished out a little bit, but not too much. And that way, your screw is secure, but also decoupled from the case, right? The rubber stopper things that come with the fan, yeah. Those would be even better. But I looked at that, and buying the normal Noctua version for €21 or the Redux version for I think €11 or something like that, and then an O-ring kit, well, you have to suffer a lot more. But it saved me like $100 in fans spread out over the 3 nodes. So it's like, you know. So let's see, you kind of drive it in until it starts spreading the O-ring a little bit. See, this one went too far. There. I mean, these fans aren't going to go anywhere. Now I need to fix the gasket. So let's see if I can do that. Well, I guess a little bit of gasket over here is fine as long as it's not touching the fan. So that is okay. So let's prepare another 2 screws. Now, as I said, there is no scientific evidence that this is actually useful. But, you know, it's what I'm doing, so... Okay, let's get this gasket in the right place. There, we can make this one work. There, and last one, yep. Okay, so the most important thing is the fan still spins. It's not obstructed. And as you can see here, all edges... I still need a bit more light. There. All edges have the gasket all around it. So that should be nicely decoupled in that sense, right? Yep. Okay. We'll do the other one. Let me pre-make those screws. Tells me I got to see you all in a couple of hours of this stream. What? What do you mean? Do you think I'll still be streaming when your movie is done? What movie are you gonna watch? We can decide if it's more important than this stream. Well, he's probably gone already. Okay. Now we're not going to do this with every screw in this chassis, so don't worry about that. She's gonna remove all your LEDs. Oh no! Run! Run! Okay, it's hard to line all this up, but it only needs to line up a little bit, and then I can fix it on the next hole. There. So now over here, I can just pull the gasket to where it needs to go, maybe. Why not? There, I think. Yeah, that'll work. The electric wires have pretty colors. You mean from the fan? Yeah, I guess. Okay. Well, what are you disassembling, Emil Bart? We do both kinds of streams. I blow stuff up sometimes. It's also kind of disassembling, right? So let's see. Yeah, all the gasket aligned nicely. So the fan is sitting inside of the gasket. That's good. I got my fan cables here. And they're coming out at the top like I wanted. Did I want that? Yes, I think so. Okay, fine. So I don't think we'll need the rubber grommets right now. Oh, well, some more stuff to screw on. There's going to be lots of cables in the back here. So we're going to use the fan grills that were included on the original fans, and we're going to put those back. Hello, Dons from New Zealand. Scrapping for recycling. Oh, that's too bad. But I get it. If they're too heavy to use practically, I mean, yeah. Is there a what services I run in my home servers? Not video. No, I don't think so. Not sure that would be too interesting in my case. I mean, I used to use these servers like also for work and things like that, and it's kind of stuck around that I need this much storage and servers and things like that. It's kind of overkill, but it's also fun. So, I mean, I don't know. Sometimes you have to do things for fun too, right? Well, so my DNS, DHCP, and NTP all run on my MikroTiks, so those don't run on my servers. Techno Tim, yeah, he has some fun videos. Okay, so the first modification is complete. We have now modified this fan grill to have Noctua fans that are blowing air out. That's always important to keep in mind. There's an error there. Well, it still fits in the chassis like normal. Like that. You couldn't see anything. Okay, so let's do a second part that we need to do down here, and that is run the. Do we want to run the SATA connections already? I'm not sure yet. So you didn't plan out the full order here. Let's see. Let's open the top chassis and see what we need to do there. Now these use hex keys, which totally sucks. Do we get one with the case? Yes, we got two actually. Yes, it has 8 SATA bays. I'm gonna replace these, but anyway. So you need to use the hex key to get the top off. I already lost these, so the node I'm running just uses normal screws. Two times Molex power. Yes, the power situation as I have designed it is very interesting, because we're not using a normal PSU. People who watched the live stream last week will know what PSU I'm using. It's an HDplex 250 watt GAN PSU. It's a passive PSU in, well, also a different form factor. And we're going to integrate that into here. And we're going to do even more interesting stuff with a buck converter to make 5 volt and things like that. So let's take this off. And we can take a look at the inside. Now, normally on the inside, there's a bracket here, this bracket, and the SFX PSU sits from here to here, right? And then your cables go here, and your expansion card can go here, your motherboard goes here. We're going to remove all that because we're going to do it very differently. In the end, the server will have 2 times M.2. What else? It will have 12 SATA ports. It will have 2 10 gigabit ports. And then there will still be, well, depending on how you do it, 1 to 2 M.2 slots left over. Oh, it's also going to have 2 NVMe drives. So there's going to be lots of stuff in here, which normally doesn't go in here. And it's all going to have their own PCI Express lanes. This doesn't fit. So I need to reach a screw down there, but my screwdriver can't reach. But I have a special one, I think. Yep, this one. I got this one with a cooler from, what's their name again? I don't remember the name. I think it's long enough. Yep, nice. But in the end, we're going to be using 23 or 24 PCIe lanes. So everything will have full bandwidth Gen 4 PCIe. And it'll have, it's a lot of lanes for such a small chassis, basically. Okay, so that bracket is gone. Good, don't need that. And we're gonna have to remove more. Here is a board for the front USB and audio. So these ports over here, yeah, that's gotta go. I am using an NVMe for cache, but I'm kind of abusing ZFS in ways you shouldn't. But I've been doing that for many years now. So there's going to be two terabyte Gen 4 NVMe drives in here, which will be used for a mirrored boot device. And then it will have about 500 gigs or so of a mirrored VM partition. Then it'll have about 500 gigs of a non-mirrored VM partition, but it will still be protected because it will be replicated over multiple nodes. So there won't be local redundancy, but there will be network or cluster redundancy. So that just saves a bit of storage between very high priority and normal high priority VM. So very high priority will have a mirror locally and replicas, and less high priority will have just replicas. But still, it'll have 3 replicas all over the cluster. So I mean, so yeah, this board goes. We don't need that. No more USB. No more front panel. We still have the power button and the LEDs though, so that's fine. Okay, we need to remove these standoffs. Not this one, but these. What? Well, we have fancy drinks. Okay. And I really like how this chassis is constructed, because if you take a look at, for instance, even this front panel, if it focuses, whoa, so you can see that the internal screws here are also, Jesus, focus, damn you. Really? Okay, maybe on this side. There. You can see that the internal screws here are actually also decoupled with rubber. So I think that is very nice. Okay, let's try and get these standoffs out. We'll first try with this tool, which isn't the right tool, but it's the tool I have here the quickest. Is it already loose? Wow. Okay, that's one. Well, that was easy. Okay. Going to the pub is a lot cheaper than watching the stream. Probably, especially with the hardware we're using over here. So yeah. So let's get this out of the way. This can go a bit folded up like that. And then flat, it should work out. This one I need over here. Yeah, okay, that's good. Do I need to do more here right now? No, I don't think so. We'll work on the front. Yeah, I don't do it often enough to get that kind of stuff. So you can actually disassemble the front, which has a wait, I need a bigger screwdriver. There. Which has a dust filter inside. So it's a metal removable dust filter there, like that, which is also pretty nice, but that also makes it very suitable to pull in air, which is exactly what we're going to do. So normally this chassis works that you have an exhaust here, so you put some fans on this side and it exhausts air from this top compartment. But with the Minis 4 motherboard we're using, that's not possible because in this area it's too high. So it reaches up to here where, well, you can't put fans there. Now you could put it externally, and I've considered that, but I'd rather have push air instead of pull air anyway. So what we're going to do is we're going to use this front area here, and we're going to mount some fans over there. So I get some more of those Redux 92s from Noctua, and we're going to mount 2 of those on this front panel, again in a way that's completely stupid. Okay, go away. Now I wish for these we had some smaller fan leads, but we don't. Again, the premium that the normal Noctua fans costs above this one is too much, so yeah. Okay, let's see. So it blows out in this direction. So from the hub, it goes through the hub basically. Am I right about that? Yes. So we need to figure out how to do that. And we want the fans to be on the inside. So we basically want to mount them kind of like this. So they will be here. Now, and they need to be on the top position because there will be hardware underneath there. Like that. Now I'm thinking of the right order of doing this, because there's a lot more hardware that needs to go in here. I don't think I should mount the motherboard first, but I maybe should mount the power supply first. No? Okay, we're going to mount the fans. Maybe we'll have to unmount them later, but we'll see about that. Now I need 2 kits for this. And those are transparent washers. And we have the soft variant and the hard variant. My camera is like, focus? I don't know what you mean. There. So the hard and the soft variant. And we're going to use both in an attempt, again, to decouple things up to the wazoo. So let's see. I think I need 2 of these for... No, 1 of these for each. We're not going to be able to hook up all the corners. And then we're going to use a soft one, but I don't remember which one. Did I use the normal screws? I don't remember. I think so, because the screw needs to grab the fan. So let's use the normal screws. No, this is more of a will it turn on in the end type of stream. Now, you can't use this screw because, well, you know, it'll fall through. So we're going to use a set of washers. Maybe I need another hard washer of a smaller diameter, and then we'll end it with a soft washer, and that's what the screw will sit on. Again, this is all total nonsense. Probably doesn't make a difference whatsoever. Well, that doesn't really help us. Maybe this one. Yeah, maybe there might be. Who knows? So these do fit on top of each other. So let's try those. And then we also want a soft one because we're decoupling. It's a bit of nonsense, but you know. Let's try this one. Sometimes I just want to go over the top, even if it's just like 0.5% difference. Let's do it. Okay. So then we're going to put this one on top of there. Yeah. Okay. So now it's going to get even worse. Do I have enough of these grommets? I don't. Why not? Hold on. Did I make a mistake? Why do I have so many of these? So, I might have made a mistake in the grommets. Are these the wrong size? Yes or no? Get the zip ties out. No. We're trying to do as little as possible with zip ties. Only the network card gets mounted with zip ties. You know, these are all 120s. Maybe I got sent the wrong amount. I don't know. Well, we can finish for now, but... So for these, I also kind of want... So these need to be pulling air in. So that means I need to... Okay, I need to mount it like this. But then how do I... This is going to be interesting. I have no clue how I'm doing this. So I want this to be the bottom side. Oh, sorry. I guess I just screw it in once I see it. Let's give that a try. But I also want these stupid rubber thingies. Okay. Sure. It only needs to stay there, right? I mean, it's not like it's going to blow away. Okay. Let's try and get it somewhat straight. No. Alright, okay. Okay, that went in too far. Okay. See, I mean, if I can lift the chassis, it's pretty secure. Now, I think I can secure it in one more spot, but the problem is I need to watch out, because now... Oh, okay, now it still spins, Okay, so let's try one more spot. Going to the event that some people think does not exist, Hacker... I will make an appearance at Hacker Hotel, I think. Why do people think it doesn't exist? What? Heat gun melted on? Well, that's not decoupled. That's like ultimate coupling. I need to force the grommet here. I'll show you in a second. To sit in the kind of the right place. Yeah, using these grommets certainly doesn't make it easier. I need to find a screw hole for the fan. I'd like it to be screwed in 3 places, but it doesn't have to be. Oh, I think I got it. Okay, well, the grommet's kind of useless here, but, you know. So now we have it in 3 places, like so. It's not the best, but at least it's somewhat decoupled from the case. And the fan's going nowhere. But the question is, will this thing still fit? Easy. Screw holes line up. Yep. Does the fan still spin? I think so. Let me check. Yep. Okay, so there. We're going to do 3. That's plenty. So let's do it again. I need some of these. I need some of these. But isn't it just sold out, Emil? I mean... Yeah, this is the same model case I used a few months back. Because I liked it a lot, and so now we're just, you know, building 3. Because I'm going to have a 3-node cluster. Maybe there will be another node, just, you know, to have 4 nodes, but we'll see. Let's have it like that. No, let's have it like that. Okay, so let's prepare a tower. Grommets. Poke this one through. Kind of. It's not great. Okay, so let's get this in here. Now the problem is, I don't know if I can have the fans line up together. Oh no. This stupid grommet. It's really gonna suck if I did this in the wrong order and I need to remove the fans anyway. I have to do all of this again. Okay, let's try and line up one corner, get that in, and then we'll figure out the rest. So that would be here. Okay, stay. Yes. Okay. Good. So now I can kind of position it and do whatever. That's cool, Emil. Do not understand the waiting list. Well, yeah, I'm gonna run Proxmox on it there, Perry. So now I need to line up the second hole, I guess. First, line up the fan. Oh no, this isn't... So the holes of the front aren't really lining up with the... Let's see if I can squeeze it a little bit together. So move this fan more over here. I think so. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that should work. Okay, so now let's try and get a second one in there. Oh, I think I got it. Nice, but yeah, I don't think the rubber grommets like that are gonna do well. They're gonna do their work, but they're also gonna do their work in stopping the fan at some point. So let's try and move it over. No. Yeah, like that. That's better. Come on. Oh, screwed it in too tight. Okay. Blades still move. Over here too. Good. Okay, let's try and get at least one more in. 3 corner fans, that's plenty. Okay. Top or bottom? Oh, sticky tape to attach it to the fan and then screw it in. That would have been really smart. I did not do that. Let's see, can I see the fan hole here? Yes. Good. So let's try this. Yeah. Why does it not? Okay. That's in the rubber. So that's good. I need to push it slightly more left if that's possible. Let's try it. Loosening that one. Loosening this one. And then push it over there. Okay. Uh-oh. Oh no! Okay. Yeah, so this method isn't great. There might be better ones. Then again, once it's in there, it's in there, so... You know. Ah, did it again. Can't push too hard, because then I push the screw through the grommets. This method is more entertaining. Well, I'm glad you like it. Let me try and find an even smaller grommet. See if that works better. That might be better. Okay. The problem is I can't see where I'm aligning it, so I resort to pushing really hard, but then, well, you know, this happens. So let's align it first. Okay. Yeah. Okay, that caught. That caught. Okay, so now here. Here we're just screwing in the rubber. There. Okay. So now we have enough screws in. The problem is that the gaskets are all foobarred. This probably can't turn now. See? No. This one? Yeah, this one can turn. This one stuck on the gaskets. So we'll have to undo that a little bit. So we can fix the gasket. Okay, so this side is fixed. No, no, no. Yeah, this is just screwing in the air. Great. What is going on here? I am getting slightly annoyed. There. Let's undo this one. Oh, I made a new hole. Okay, Jesus. Fine, let's redo this. Okay. That's still good. Now let's do this one properly. As much as we can talk about doing it properly. Trust me, the rest of the server is going to be a bit better. Less jank. It just doesn't want to go in that position, huh? It is possible, in my opinion. Come on. No, why are you doing that? I want this. Oh, there. Now we got it. Oh, we got it. Oh no. I pushed too much. I don't know where those went. Nope. Gone to oblivion. So it's in. But exactly in not the way I wanted it to. So let's get some more grommets. 1 hour stream, 4 fans mount. Yeah, this is kind of how it's going to be now. Hey there, Andrew. Picobello, baby. Yeah, yeah. Well, I'm invested now, Nigel. I'm not going to do it another way. Hold on. I think we just need to get this last screw, and then it's done. So let's use a triple, quadruple layer here. We'll get a new screw. There. So we'll take this one out. But it barely fits. That's the problem. Okay, I got it. I think I got it through the gasket. So now I just need to screw it in, but not too tight. There. That's close enough. Oh, okay, so let's see fan spin test. That spins. That spins. This is too close to comfort. That's a bit better. Okay, so yeah, these gaskets in normal situations aren't that hard to use. In this situation, it's total suckage. Okay, let's put this away. Yeah, that's actually a good point. Some AliExpress double-sided tape might have helped a lot here. I will do that on the next one. Okay. So now we have some fans on and in here, which will actually be blowing air like that onto the expansion card and onto the motherboard and then out of the chassis. So that's going to be noise. Now these are very long, and the fan header is going to be about over here. So we need to do something with that. So let me get some Velcro. And let's double these up like so. It's not doing what I want. Damn it. Okay, I did it anyway. Okay, so now at least we've made these somewhat shorter. Actually, I might need them to go down there. Oh, damn it. So I need these a bit longer, actually. So like that, and then they can go down. And okay, so I need to tie them up over here-ish. Yeah, higher voltage should generally work, Emil. That's no problem. Lower voltage is when problems can happen. Okay. Yeah, so then I can hide them over there a little bit. That's good. Right. Yeah, so my room is a lot smaller than most people think. If you look at, let's do the face cam here. If you look at my room, I am touching the wall on this side. And now I'm touching, well, the closets, but after that the wall on this side. So this room isn't very big, and I just have lots and lots of drawers and closets and things like that where I keep all that stuff. So I'm trying to think what would be needed next. Maybe the power supply. Studio upgrade time. It will be in a year or two. Because as I announced during the new year, we are building a new house. And part of the new house will be a specific building for a new office, and it will be a two-story a two-story building, which will have more storage space for me, which I desperately need, and more work areas. So we won't have one desk to do everything anymore. We'll have multiple, so I can do this on one type of desk and do the soldering on one desk. And yeah. Oh, with Quinergy for sure. Yes, it will be from the ground up designed to have Quinergy in there. Okay, let's take a look at the power supply. Yeah, and it will be fully Quin LED lit, or at least mostly. So I have lots of plans for that I'm working on. I'm actually working on the hardware for that, because, you know. So this is a HDplex 250 watt GAN all-in-one ATX power supply. It's a modular passive power supply. So we have an AC connection. We don't need this one. We do need this one. And then, do we need this one? Yeah, we need this one. This is for the ATX 12 volt power. We don't need a PCIe cable. We don't need a SATA cable, although we're going to run SATA, I know. We don't need that. We don't need this one. We don't need the small one. We do need this one. We've got some screws and stuff. Don't need those. And a plate. Okay. And the power supply itself is only this tiny little thing. And in testing of this NAS, if I'm using all drives maximum usage, I guess you could say, and also the CPU, it maxes out at about 240, 250 watt. And the 250 watt unit this is can easily do that. It can do up to 300 in peak or whatever. So that is no problem. And we're going to mount this in a very different way, but we actually have to make a custom cable. So I think we're going to be doing that next. And I need to remember how I did it, because it was a little while back. So the way this works, you have the modular cables, and you just plug them in like so. There, click. And we need this one. Yep. This is for the AC side, so you just connect this with this guy over here. There. And now for the motherboard, we're there, but we also want to power our hard disks. Now this is where it gets interesting. Because I'm going to get a third-party cable here. I think they're in a box over here. Let's see. Yeah, we need some of these. But I should have more. We're going to need this guy. Oh, I bought a lot of stuff, so I'm only going to show you what we're actually going to use. And I think this is it. Not really that, but I'm missing something. Or is this one already used? Might be already used. Okay. Okay, I should have two of these. So now what we're going to do is we're going to be using a PCI Express power cable, and we're going to adapt that to use directly with the hard disks from Molex. But Molex also, and hard disks especially, also need 5 volt. So what we're going to do is we're going to modify or create our own cable that will use 12 volt and ground directly, and then have a buck converter in there to get 5 volt. Because although this power supply can deliver 5 volt using this plug here, it's only a single pin. And if you want to run 8 hard disks, that's kind of okay. But if you want to run more than that, and we might do that in the future with an external chassis, it's not enough. So we're going to use a buck converter for that. Now on this side we have this little extra plug here. We can add that to our little plug. Doesn't really have to, but yeah. And then we can just plug this in here. There. And this basically gives us 3 times ground and 3 times 12 volt. Right? I need to remember if this is how I did it the first time. Oh, okay. Then we're going to use some of these. Now, I tried the ketchup and mustard SATA splitters and stuff like that you can find on AliExpress, but those all have very low gauge cables. So they got hot. They would get 60 degrees, etc., and start dropping a lot of voltage, and I didn't really like that. So what we're going to use is these. These are custom sleeved, and I believe they're 16 gauge or at least 18 gauge and not like 22 or 24. And they are, well, Molex extension cables, and high quality ones at that. You can still get them on AliExpress, but yeah, Molex extension. Okay? But we're not going to use them to extend. We are going to use this side to plug into our backplane over here. So we have our our backplane, and this side will just go right there. Okay, but we're going to feed that back to over here, because that's where we need it in the end, and we'll do that with the other one too. Actually not going to do it, because I'm going to unplug these, but I just want to make sure we have the right length. Like so, yeah, so those can both reach over here. They will need to be flat and go underneath the motherboard into this cutout over here, but that shouldn't be a problem, especially if this cable is in here. Okay. Like that, okay? Now I need to remember how I did this the first time, because we're going to do this without having it connected, because if we do it wrong, well, then I'm going to wreck everything. Now, we're going to make 3. Are we going to make 3? Yes, we're going to make 3. So like that, and like that. I need to find a ketchup and mustard cable, so let's put these back. Okay, not in here. Are they? No, they're not in here either. They have to be in here. No space. It's all okay. Oh, there's also no ketchup and mustard cables in here. Okay. Are they in here? Yes. So, if we look at this ketchup and mustard Molex to SATA cable, we see that we have four cables. Three actually, because we have 2 times ground. We have a yellow one and a red one. Now we're going to have to line these up with these plugs so that we basically do it the same way, because these, well, they're sleeved, so you can't really see what color cable there is. They're probably the same color anyway. So we have to make some cables that will actually do the same. Now, last time I had prepared all of this, and this time I did not. Okay, so we're just gonna wing it a little bit, but I need to think here. First thing we're going to do is we're going to cut off this plug, and as close to the plug as possible so we have as much cable as possible. Now, we're going to assume, and if we look at the pinout here, I believe that's correct, that yellow is 12 volt and black is ground, right? Okay. We need a buck converter, and we need some cable clips. Now let's think where I put all of those. I need to look for stuff a little bit. Hold on. Hold on! I will be right back. I know I sorted all of this correctly. Oh wait, there's more boxes here. No, I don't believe it's in here.
We talk about another kind of word.
So it has to be this box. It's not this one. No, it's not that one either. Where did it go? It's not in here. I'm gonna have to close this one for now. Here it is. That's one part I was looking for. This is a 12 volt to 5 volt 20 amp buck converter, and I was skeptical, but we actually did a test during a live stream of these, and they were great. So I got some more. So we have 12 volt and 5 volt coming, 12 volt in, 5 volt coming out. Sadly, they don't understand their colors, because for some reason 12 volt is red here. Well, normally you'd say that 5 volt is red, like on the Molex connector, and yellow is 12 volt, like over here. But this is reversed. I don't know why. It is what it is. But now I need to find my box of clips. of connecting piece clips. Not that one. Is it this one? Yes, it is. Good. Why is it nowadays that if I do a live stream, I'm basically reconstructing half the room? Anyway, I have a giant box here, which has clips in it, and they are oh, this one's just open, okay. They are single or multi-in and multi-out clips. Now I need to look up which ones I need for what exactly. But I believe I need 2 of these. Yeah, these are pretty good. These are nice. These are good. And then we have some straight through, and we have all kinds of variants here. I believe I also need a 2-wire one. Queen sword. Yes, I need it. Okay. I need to look at my own documentation, which isn't finished yet. So I'm not going to show you. Molex breakout wiring. Yeah. No, not. Buck converter scenario. Okay, so we need 1 2-piece link through. We need 2 dual in to dual 2-pin out. Don't know if I need dual in. Oh yeah, dual. Okay, yeah. So 2 of these, I think, and 1 of these. Yeah, so I got the right stuff. And so we need to think. No, so Guido, that is actually, that's what I thought. I thought the 5-volt draw of the HDDs wouldn't be too much, but I did some calculating and I did some testing, and it's actually more than you'd think. So 8 times the hard disks I'm using, Seagate Exos 14s, I believe, 14 terabytes also, they will draw 0.9 amps at 5 volt each and 0.72 at 12 volt each. So that means at 5 volt we need 7.2 amps and 5.67 so at 5 volt and 5.67 amps, 76 amps at 12 volt. In total 105 watts. That is the theoretical value. And I calculated this, and in practice, they will actually use it. If I start a ZFS scrub or something like that, they will use that amount of power. Now, if I want to add some external disks also, so let's add 6 disks external, that's another 5.4 amps at 5 volt and another 4.32 amps at 12 volt. So combined, we need 105 watts of 5 volt. Which is, well, 20 amps? No, that's not right. No, sorry, we need 78 watts at 5 volt. So that's about 13, 14 amps. And this power supply can only deliver officially 10 amps, but it does it over a single cable, which is, you know. Yeah, so let's make this. And then let's do some good tests, because otherwise I'm probably going to break something. Okay, let's first strip these, because these are all going into the same blocks. I think this is about the right amount of stripping. Yeah, that's basically my issue with it. It was just a bit too tight. So I was like, let's do it another way. And then I found those buck converters which work actually really well. So I decided, okay, let's use those. Okay, so that's the right amount of stripping. Since I'm using these levers, I'm not going to do any ferrules. A little bit less. Yeah. I'm going to power an external chassis from the internal PSU, yes. So I have these 4 times 3.5 inch, or 5 times even, or 3 times, depends, internal bays. But if you just have Molex power and some SATA cables, you can use them externally too. So these are in there tight, right? Can't pull these out. So that's good. So let's divide them up more. This goes in red, and then that's the inner one. I'll explain what I'm doing in a minute. Hold on. So inner one. Okay, and then we need one more. Always give them a good tug to see if they're snug, but these seem to be making a good connection. So what we're going to do, the hard disks need ground, 5 volt and 12 volt. We're going to make 5 volt with this one, so we're going to skip that for now. We're going to look at the 12 volt section. We have 3 lines of 12 volt coming in. Okay. First, we're going to link through to the buck converter, so that gets its own 12 volt and ground line. Then we're going to have 4 sets of Molex connectors, or at least 3, and those will come each from a 12 volt and ground line, so we can have 2 sets on here and 2 sets on here. Okay. Then we need 5 volt. That's going to go through this guy. And when it comes out of that guy, we're going to feed it in here. And again, we have 4 connections. And we're going to join that with these. So these 2 will be our 12 volt. These will be ground. These will be ground. And then we have ground and 5 volt coming out in here. These will all be 5 volt. These will all be ground. And that way, we're splitting the 12 volt that's coming from the PSU over 3 individual cables. Each cable can handle a lot of current in that sense. And the one coming out of here, as you can see, for the 5 volt line is quite thick. So that's not going to be a problem. So let's hook up the buck converter first. If we look at the diagram on here, we have input that's red. I really wish it was yellow, but it's not. I almost did this wrong the first time. So let's strip these a little bit more. There. And those will go into our link through. So that's ground. And that's, let's give it a good tug. Yep. That is 12 volt. Okay. So now we have 12 volt on our input here. Good. But we have cables coming out. Strip those a little bit more. Like that. And we're going to connect that to here. So first we have red I don't know, it's going in here. That is pretty tight. And then ground going in here. Okay. Does this make sense so far, what we're doing? So we're taking 12 volt from a PCI Express connector, but we're not going to have a PCI... Well, we're going to have a PCI Express card, but not like that. Not a graphics card. We're tacking it off here with a dedicated 12 volt line to the buck converter. The buck converter then outputs 5 volt into this block over here. And then we have two separate 12 volt lines split between these blocks. So now we're going to take our Molex cables and we're going to cut off these ends, also feed them into the blocks, and then we should have our Molex with 12 volt, 5 volt and 2 times ground, and split over all these cables, so we'll have plenty of current capacity to actually do it right. Now if we look on this ketchup and mustard cable, red, can someone verify this for sure? Red is 5 volt and yellow is 12 volt. That's how it should be. Let's verify that real quick. Molex cable pinout. Images. Yes, red is 5 volt, yellow is 12 volt. Yes. So it's sad to see that they did it the wrong way around on this buck converter, but yeah, what am I going to do, right? My cable stripper is a Knipex. Now I'm going to do this the easy way. I'm just going to line up these plugs the same way. I don't know if this is the easy way. Problem is I don't have a way of identifying what is what. We'll verify later when we turn on the PSU. But for now, let's look at it this way. And we have the notches in the same place. So there, notch, notch. So we can then hold the cable like this and snip it off. Okay, I need to do it the other way around. Sorry. Wait. I just need to make sure. Okay, like that, yes. So I'm just gonna hold it like that so I know for sure. Okay, plug is gone. And now while I'm holding it, I'm just gonna strip them and put them in the right hole, because otherwise I will do it wrong. Now this isn't the easiest because you have to basically peel back the sleeving. And as I said, all these wires are black. So you need to do it kind of like this, because otherwise you're never going to remember. This was 5 volt. So I'm going to put it in the 5 volt one. Like that. Okay. Now it becomes a bit easier because I know the middle two are ground. So I only need to know this one. I have to peel it back. There, and this can go into one of the 12 volt ones. Doesn't really matter too much which one. There. And now I can let go because I know that these two are ground. Okay, so we're going to join those with the retrospective plugs. So let's peel this back. Okay, and then following it like this, we can go to the right block, peel it back a little bit. There, and that's secured. Now I want to try and get the sleeving in there if possible. Yeah, good enough. Okay, and the other one goes here. like that. Does that make sense, what we just did? So now we have a Molex which has red and yellow shrink tube. Well, no, I mean, I don't plan on having to work on this in the future. So I'm hoping like this will be good enough. So now we should have 12 volt, 5 volt, and 2 times ground. So now we just need to do that a few more times. So we line this up like so. I move it back, but I hold it. Is it lined up? Yes. Cut this off. Okay. This is 5 volt. Bit bulky with the Molexes. Yeah, but you know, we're gonna use the Molex in that sense. So, okay, this goes in here. Well, okay, I just need to find the one that's on the outside. So this and that. Okay, so this is 12 volts. Oh, with the walk, yeah, that's true. But it's going in a PC chassis, so I have plenty of space. And this one, oh, goes over here. And now we line up the grounds. Okay, that's one. Yeah, I agree it's a bit messy with the cables, and I could solder it, of course. I mean, but I looked at that, and it's a lot of connections and a lot of heat shrink and a lot of time. Not that this doesn't cost time, but less. And really, in my opinion, I enjoy using these Wagos. They've worked really well for me. So, I mean, like, yeah. Okay, last one. So this is 5 volts. Die wrap them together? How would you do that? Okay, 5 volts. If that's 5 volt, this is 12 volts. So we can use a different 12 volt here. Okay, and then let's get its ground. Okay, and we have another ground. Okay, I think that's it. Let me clean up a little bit. What? No, that's horrible. Right. So in theory, now with these, we have split our 12 volts once to the buck converter and then over these, and then on the bottom here the one plug generates or this generates our 5 volt and then splits that out again. So we have 3 times Molex, 2 of which are going to the internal 8 bays, and 1 I want to have available if I want to have an external bay connected to this machine, because it will have enough SATA ports for that. You could hook up another set, so you have 4 sets of Molex, but I don't have an intended use for that right now. But at least know that there is still a spot for that on here and on here. What we're currently going to do is we're going to use 1 Molex from this 12 volt, and we're going to use 1 Molex from this 12 volt. We'll use those for the internal bays so that it's nicely split over the 12 volt lines. Comes from the same buck converter for the 5 volt, but it has its own 12 volt line too. So that way it's all nicely divided. Well, I've been running it for over a month now, and that works great. And I did it a different way first, and using my thermal camera I could actually see some cables getting 20 to 30 degree rise, which I thought, that's a little bit too much. Okay, so that's now all plugged in and should be good to go. Let me think how to proceed. Okay, I think we're going to proceed with putting the power supply in. For that, I need something. I think those are over here, although I'm not 100% sure. Yes. I think I ordered more, but I'm not sure if they're in my box. My box of rubber feet. Oh. And we need, oh, these smell so alive. I don't know. I want to use some really high rubber feet. I used these on the first prototype or the first node, but they were a bit too high, so I want to see if I can use slightly less high ones. These are 14 millimeters high, 20 by 20, okay, and these are 20 by 20. Is it the same? Yeah. 8 millimeters high. Now that might be a little bit low, not 100% sure. Do I have something in between? These are also 8. And these are 14. I do not have something in between. Yeah. I used these before, but I don't actually know if I ordered the same or different ones this time. So let me check. Ooh. Yeah, these are about yeah, these are 14. So these are the 14s, okay? So I didn't want to use 14 again if I could avoid it, because it was a bit too high. So let's put these back. And let's try the 8 millimeter ones and see how those go. So we have some 8 millimeter ones here, and they are going to go on the bottom of this power supply. Keep zooming in too much. I need. Okay. Yep. And the reason for that is, so they just come off the pad like that, and you can stick them on. Now the reason for that is because we want to run some cables underneath the power supply. And also, because it's a passive power supply, it will get warm. So if there's a bit of free space there, it can also have a little bit of airflow. Like that. And like that. Push them down a little bit. Okay, I think that should be good enough. We'll be testing those power supply cables in a little bit. So let's get this in here, and I'm trying to remember how I did that the first time. What we basically want to do is anything that's coming from up here, so the front, we want to run underneath the power supply. So these wires and these from the fan and the front panel and things like that, those all need to go underneath the power supply, because it's going to sit underneath those fans over there. And this 12 volt cable, which we just attached to everything, we're going to unplug on this side for now. There, because that just makes it a bit easier. And our AC cable, we're going to route underneath the power supply like this. And then we're going to try and put this in here. It's going to be interesting. Okay. Now I'm going to do something with that. Hold on. This needs to go back a little bit. Yeah. And the 12 volt cable, because Don from New Zealand made a good remark, don't you need to block that off? Yeah, there are exposed contacts there for the LEDs. It's not too big of a deal, but we're going to use this cable for that. So we're going to route it down here so that it lays flat and pushes on the other cables and those front panel connectors, like so. And in the end, we're going to squeeze in the power supply underneath those fans. Okay, let's make sure this is all movable. Where's this going? Okay, this should be under here. Like so. We want the power supply to sit over there, basically squeezed up to the front. But you made a good point that there's electrical connections there. I'll try and show you in a minute. But as they are right now, they are unable to touch anything because we put the cable in between there. I'm not sure. I don't think I want to route this around. Like that. Let's attach this. Come on. No? Other way around? Other way around, okay. Okay, so let's put this over here. We can plug this back in. In theory, yeah. Okay. It's not sitting as flat as I'd like, and I'm not sure why. I think the AC plug might be interfering. No, should be okay. Why is it doing that? Did I need the higher feet? Let's try without that. Okay, so it's probably this link here. Well, I can link... No, I can't link to the other one. How did I do that in the other one? I did use the higher feet, but then those were slightly too high in my opinion. So let me think here. Yeah, because now it's nice and flat and tight and flush with the front. Yeah, this is the cable is running correctly. So over here it can go underneath. That's no problem. Okay. Yeah, this connector is too thick. With the 8mm feet, that connector doesn't fit underneath there. So let me see if I can do it a different way. This needs to go under there. So I guess this connector gets to live over here. It's not too horrible. One side 14mm. No, that would look bad. Now I know this isn't about aesthetics, but I mean, come on. I also want to move it this way as far as possible. Okay, and I don't know, put that over there. So this kind of works, right? So now I have the plug kind of tucked away underneath there. That's fine, that's some hollow space in that sense. It's close to the hard disks, but I think it should be fine. This will be pushed back anyway. I need to get the cable slightly down. Yeah. So that's the idea for the power supply, that it's going to live, well, it's going to live over here. And then we can use these, because we need to hide these too. Let's get the buck converter in there. We can actually squeeze those into the corner over here. In theory, somewhat. Oh, wait. Like that. So that's nicely tucked away in the corner. And then this guy. Need to figure out the wiring real quick. So this guy gets to sit over here like that. Yeah. This just squeezes in here, that's okay. Come on. There. Like so. So now we have those connectors squeezed in over there. It also kind of squeezes in the power supply, which is fine. Need to get more. Yeah, we also always need to get more. So let's take a look at what cables we have now, which are the longest, etc. Because I wanted to use 12 volts coming from the two different lines for the Molex. So this is from that one, and then I need this one. So let's do it like that. So is that correct? Yes and yes. Okay. Because those get to go down here. And this one can stay up here. And hopefully, in theory, these are now long enough to make it over here. Like that. And like that. And then each of those plugs is now getting its own 12 volt, buck converted 5 volt, and it can all squeeze nicely underneath here while the motherboard's in there. We need these fan connectors real quick. Yeah. So it's a bit of a squeeze, but I hope you can see the idea behind it. This is kind of meh. Let's see, can I put this on the bottom? No, I can't put that maybe. There, that's better. Okay, okay, okay. Can that go there? No. It cannot. Too bad. Just trying to get those stupid Wagos in there, and then this can go here. It's a bit hard to see, but that is likely the best scenario there. You can push these out of the way. We'll glue this to the chassis with double-sided sticky tape, because then over here is where the PCIe slot will sit, and then this one will get some nice airflow from this fan. Okay, so now let's unplug the backplane, because we just made a whole cable mess and we have no idea if we cabled it correctly. So we need to start it. I need to find which pins of the 14 pin I need to jumper to start the power supply. So let's get the multimeter up and running. Is that this one? Oh, it's not. This one. Yes. Okay. Let's see. ATX plug jumper. I should have some of those somewhere, but I don't know where. Okay, let's get the multimeter up and running. Okay, we have a multimeter. Good. Now we need to know which pins to jump. Has anyone done that before? Jump these two, okay. The green one. Yes. The green one. Okay, if we look from the PS on, needs to go to 5 volt, I think, or ground. I think ground is fine, right? Yeah, I think it needs to be ground. So let's get a short wire. Yeah. So, oh wait, I need to plug this in. Hold on. Let's see if it explodes. If the stream suddenly cuts out, well, you know what happened. Okay, that is plugged in. Good. Power. Oh wait, I want to measure power too. Nothing happened, so okay. Power. Yeah, okay. So now we want to jumpstart the PSU. Let's put these prongs into something so that we know when it's on. Let's put it in there. And there. Okay, so in theory, when it turns on, we should measure a voltage. And now comes the scary part. So, looking, if the clip is on the top, it is 1, 2, ground, P is on, ground, ground, ground. Okay, so 1, 2, ground, P is on. Yeah. And then one of the other ones here is ground. That does not appear to be working. Oh, so janky. Okay, again. Yeah, I get it, but so this one should be 1, 2, 3. 4 should be P is on, and I should link it to ground, right? Paperclip. Well, this should work in theory. I hope. Maybe I need to do it better. Hold on. Okay, maybe I need to get some thinner cables. Let's check my wiring box. Something like this. Looking at the wrong side of the Molex? No. I'm looking at the clip. The clip is on top, right? And then the fourth one from the right should be hold on. Maybe the description I'm looking at is wrong. Ah, yeah, it's from the left. The description I was looking at is wrong. No, I don't believe it's giving power because the multimeter is connected. So, if we look at the clip, it's indeed the fourth one from the left. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then to ground. And ground. Oh, damn it. And ground should be right next to it. Yeah, okay. Oh, it needs to stay in. Damn it. I didn't know that. Okay, we'll do it differently. Let's turn that off. But that did work. We saw 12 volt. Okay, I need a little bit more. You say paperclip, but I don't actually own a paperclip. So, I mean, I own a lot of stuff, but not a paperclip. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. Power supply is off anyway, so this should be fine. Why isn't it going in? Damn it. Tweezers. No. I know what I need. I need some solid wire. Let's make a little solid wire. Doesn't have to be a perfect connection, it just needs to turn on. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's over there. And then ground is right next to it. Right, okay, so that looks better, right? That's a solid wire, so that should stay in place well enough. I'm just going to hang it over there. Turn on the power supply. Boom, 12 volt. Okay, good. Okay, so if we have 12 volt like this, we should have 5 volt like this. Yes, good. But let's verify that is actually correct with a Molex plug. Molex. Oh. Molex plug. Pin out. Right, okay. If we look at the side, that has the notches. So the notches are now on the top side. We have 2 grounds in the middle, so that's easy. And then on the right side should be 5 volt. Yes, that's what we have. Good. Okay. And then if we take this one out, put it on the left side. Is that correct? I always trip myself up looking at these things. Yeah, on the left side we should have 12 volt, and on the right side we should have 5 volt. I believe that is what we have. Yeah, okay. Yeah, and we're getting 12.1 and 5.0096. Okay, that's fine. So let's try one of the others, but they're all linked together. So, I mean, if one doesn't work or one works, they should all work. So we have 12 volt on this side. I don't know what I had before. Yeah, okay, notches on the top, yeah. And then 5 volt on this side. Yeah. Okay. And notches on the top. We have 12 volt here. Yeah. And 5 volt over here. Yeah. Okay. Good. So, well, seems like we made our cables correctly and our buck converter is working, because we only connected 12 volt cables and we are now getting 5 volt out. So let's turn this off. Remove this little jumper thingy here. I want to tidy up a bit of cable here to make sure it can't hit . There. Yeah, that's good. Okay. Yep, all good. That's all squeezed in. We can take the 2 Molexes that we want to move to the bottom. Don't remember which ones they were. Let's see, we want to use this one for sure, because this has its own 12 volt. Oh my god, it's all interlaced now. How did that happen? Well, I know how it happened, but I'm just making it worse. Let me look at this for a second. Okay, so we want to use at least this one. So that's this guy. And then one of the others don't matter. I guess we'll use this guy. Okay, so now we have plenty of power for our backplane. Would have been nice if the backplane could generate our 5 volt, but it doesn't. Okay, and this one can reach up until here, which is perfect. Now we have more stuff to remove, which we're not going to use. Plated for cable management. Yeah. Because there's a bracket here. And we're going to remove that bracket. Because it's kind of a useless bracket anyway. It's one of these for the PCIe. Hello? PCIe slot covers. We don't need that. But that gives us a really nice little convenient hole there. So if we do want to run an external drive bay, we can feed our SATA cables through here and our modecs, and we can just get one more extension. So then we can have that extension loop to the top, and then the modecs will also be long enough. Perfecto. This will sit over here. I'll glue that down once everything is in the server, so it kind of pushes on these blocks here to stay in place. Fan can turn, perfect. Okay. Yeah. Now this needs to be able to go down. I need to see if I can make this better in regards to cable wire wise. I don't think so. No. It's just kind of what it is. So these are now over here. So those come out under the PSU because it has those little feet. So those cables aren't being crushed, etc. The front is connected using this cable here, which is now flat with the front. You can actually see it somewhat. Oh wait, I need to push this back. Well, you can't really see it in this case. Okay, but it's there. Can't really show it to you, but it's there. So that should nicely protect that and not have it short out. I'm thinking if I want to continue or if we're going to continue next week. We can do one more cable thing, and then we'll probably call it a day. I need to see which box I need to go in. Yep. Because I got some more custom cables, because nothing can be standard here, and those are right. No, these are not the cables you were looking for. What? Hold on. Oh God, where did I put those? Ah. Okay, well, it's good. We can compare. We can compare. Normally, your SATA cables are like this. Or, well, you can get various types of SATA cables, of course. But if you get the nicely bundled ones, they're like this. Okay, so you have connectors over here. And these are 6. I intended this one for external connections. That's why it's a meter long. But that's also often the problem. You get cables that are way too long and they don't have the type of plugs you actually need. Well, in this case, we're going to use these. These have the same connector on this side, but they have 4. But they have angled connectors on the other side. Like that. And that makes them perfect for in this chassis. Because with the normal connectors, you quickly run out of space and it becomes cramped and they start to bend and, well, it doesn't look great. But with these, it actually fits perfectly. Right, so let's take a look at that. It's 2 times 4 because we're going to be using 2 M.2 6 SATA port adapters, and the backplane is going to get 4 of each, which will leave 2 of each free, so that way bandwidth is distributed. And if you then want to use an external array, you can still have 4 connections over, or you know, that are spare that you can use for the external one. But we'll look at that another time. So for now, we're going to look over here, and we can, well, we can just wire that up. And there's a special hole that goes to the PCIe section over here that we're going to use for that. So we're going to be using the angled connections, and I believe they go in like this. Let me check. Yeah. So we're going to start with P1 on the right in this case. Or should we start with P1 on the left? Well, no. The right is the left on the front. So, yeah. Okay, so P2. This is kind of, okay, yeah. And P4, and then we can route this to the top compartment through this little hole that's here, and then we have them over here. And any slack we can push back later, so that's fine. Okay, next. P1. P2. P3. And P4. Why use buck converter instead of switching PSU transformer like what is normally used? Well, the PSU I'm using doesn't have enough 5 volt. So that's why we're taking 12 volt from it and buck converting 5 volt, which is the most efficient way of doing that. So that shouldn't be a problem. Okay, and now if we look in the top here, we see that over here we have those SATA cables coming out over there. And I'm just going to leave them to the side here. Oh wait, AC is still connected. There. And then later, when we have our PCI riser cable over, or riser card over here, we can just plug in those SATA connectors, and that is done. Okay, and now over here, normally we'd have a problem getting this closed. What the? Okay. It was a problem getting this chassis closed because there was all kinds of cable mess here because the cables would stick up, but now they're sticking, well, the other up. So we can just take this bracket here. These fans also need to go to the top, other way around, and we can just put it in here, and it easily falls shut, right? There's no tension on those cables there. No problem. And we did put the grills in here so that even if it would touch a cable, it's not going to go into the fan. And I had it with normal SATA plugs first, but those were also always too long and they would stick out towards the fan, so that was partly a problem. And now it just nicely fits. We have the decoupled fans here. Wait, this screw can go in further. A little bit. This one a little bit. Yeah. Okay, and now it's all nice and neat. So I think I'm going to call it there for now. I'm going to close up the front because otherwise I'm going to lose those screws. And then we'll take a look at a secret, because I do have a secret to share this week. Let's see which are... Oh god. Do I remember? I do not. It might be these. Yeah, I believe I measured this one before, Nathan, and it's around 80 to 85%, but it does depend on how much you load it up. But we're not going to put a high load on it generally, only when it's doing a ZFS scrub, it will get a bit more load on it, but it should still be fine. Okay, so we put the front cover back on. That still goes on even with the fans. And this one spins. Oh, we can't see. This one still spins nicely. And this one spins. So that's fine. And we'll provide ample airflow. And we'll hook up all this cable mess next time. But in the end, we're going to have a pretty open chassis here with a nice big fan. We're going to use a 30mm fan on top of the CPU mount, and then the airflow will be up from the CPU and then out through these fans, and they'll also provide some cooling for the 10 gigabit card and the SATA controllers and stuff like that. I do not need SATA plugs anywhere. Hey, Dutchmaker. We will not have a host bus adapter. We'll be using 6-port M.2 SATA controllers, which can do about 1,000 megabytes each, megabytes a second. And we'll be using 2 for the 8 disks, so those will be able to achieve 2,000 megabytes a second. So that should be fine. Oh, the SATA connector on the backplate. No, it has 2 Molex connectors, and the SATA connector they're kind of vague about, but basically you don't need to use it. I've the other node running for over a month or on 1.5 already. Without that, with this exact setup with the buck converter and the split cables, etc., and that's been performing great. So. They will be in a Z-Rate 2. So they will be 8 times 14 terabytes, which I'm reusing for my Chia project. And I will have 2 nodes with 8 times 14 terabytes and 1 node with 8 times 12 terabytes from head. ZFS pools, yes. No, they do not have a MUX. Guido, this is an ASM 1166, and those have 6 native SATA ports on a PCIe Gen 3x2 bus. I can find one. Hold on. Because I do have all the other ones you talked about. I've tested all of those. So let's do that. Let's take a look at this. So I've tested this one way before what's his name? Craft Computing made a video about that. This one sucks. This one has 5 ports. 4 are linked on this one, and then the 5th one goes to this one through a SATA switch. It's way too thin. It's not constructed very well. It worked fine for me. I could make it work. That's no problem, but I didn't really like it. So we're not going to use that. I plan on using Proxmox. So, no, not this one. Hold on. Let's take a look at these. I'm using these SATA cards, and I've extensively tested them running hundreds of terabytes of traffic through them. So these have a reinforced back, so they're not as flimsy as the others. They have 6 actual SATA ports. So port 0... What? They messed up the silk screen. Port... What's going on here? Hello? You have port 0, 1, 5, 4, 3, 2. Anyway. This has an ASM 1166, I believe, from head. But this one has the full bandwidth. That's no problem, except that it's PCIe slot limited to ×2, I believe. But that's still plenty of bandwidth, especially if I only use 4 ports per card, because I'm going to have 2 cards. Only if you also use the external one, if you want to have an external bay, you're going to use all ports. Then you could potentially, maybe, if you're doing a scrub, you could run into bandwidth limitations, but normally speaking, you shouldn't. Exactly, Guido. That's the one I meant. Yeah. That is plugging into a PCIe bifurcation card. Oh, okay, I'll share some of the upcoming things. We're going to be using one of these cards. And I've tested multiple of these again, and this is the winner. This is a PCIe bifurcation card, and what that does, it takes a PCIe times 16, Gen 4 times 16, and it divides it in 4 times PCIe Gen 4 times 4, right? So each slot gets a times 4 from the motherboard, and thus if you use one of those SATA cards like that, it gets its own PCIe lanes and its own bandwidth, and that works great. 4 times 4. So the configuration I will be using it with is it will get a 10 gigabit NIC in this one, and then 2 SATA controllers in this one, and this one will be free. So I could add another SATA controller, or I could add another 10 gigabit NIC, or I could add some AI accelerator that's in an M.2 format, etc. And these are next to the 2 times M.2 that's already on the motherboard. So those are going to be my high-speed storage, and these are for the low-speed storage, and one 10 gigabit NIC, and we're going to be abusing the Wi-Fi slot on the motherboard for the second 10 gigabit NIC. I've been testing it for over 1.5 months now or so, Guido, and it does not have a problem with that. Because I don't believe the ports on the card are run through a port multiplier. The chipset supports a port multiplier, but the ports on the card itself isn't run through it. Double splitting? No. We're just getting 4 times 4. 4 times 4 Gen 4. And I fully bandwidth tested that and stress tested that and everything, and that's been working perfect without a hitch. Not using other port risers I checked though. But using these, it does. Let me clean up a little bit. Yeah. I mean, you could use a 5.1. I believe that is a YBM. But I've had issues with YBMs in the past, so I didn't really like that chipset. GMB, yeah, exactly. I don't like the GMB 585. I tested with that one too, and I found the ASM to work better. So yeah, but you know, mileage varies per person and per setup, etc. But the way I'm doing it now with this server is actually, in my opinion, really nice, because although it's mini ITX, we get 2 Gen 5 or Gen 4, doesn't really matter, M.2 slots on board with cooling. So we'll be using that for storage. So that's 2 and Gen 4 2 terabyte drives in there. And then we have another 4 Gen 4 times 4 slots. So that's 6 slots which each have their own dedicated 4 lanes. So that's 24 lanes of PCIe bandwidth, unrestricted, non-multiplexed or whatever, available to the system in a mini ITX form factor. And then I'm extending it even more, because I was like, okay, let's leave one of those M.2 slots open, and the motherboard I'm using has a Wi-Fi slot, but I verified the Wi-Fi slot is a PCIe Gen 4 times 1. So I'm using a riser cable from PCIe from A+E key Wi-Fi slot to a X4 PCIe slot, and I'm using a Gen 4 10 gigabit card in there with a single lane, and I can get about 18 gigabits of traffic through that. So that's plenty. Awesome to hear that. Funky monkey, I guess. I don't know. Yeah, but this chassis, I mean, it's really not that big, especially because it also has 8 drives, but it has a spacious top compartment, because of which cooling also won't be an issue at all, especially with those two 92mm fans in there, blowing all the air nicely through the chassis. So all the add-on cords and all the M.2s and everything will be nicely cooled with some airflow. And if the CPU starts generating a lot of heat, the automatic BIOS profile for the fans can activate those fans specifically and add some more through airflow to keep everything nice and cool in there. No, all of these, I checked all of that, Nathan, thanks. Well, no, all of those slots can function at Gen 4 at the same speed. No problem. And there's no cutoffs or limitations or anything like that. And it has a 16-core Ryzen mobile processor in there. And 96 gigs of memory. So it'll be quite a powerhouse of a little server. That's also why I'm pretty convinced I can last another 5 years with these 3 nodes. Because I have all the PCIe bandwidth and all the memory and all the CPU cores, and yeah, no problem. The CPU boosts to 5.4 gigahertz. These are going to be very powerful servers. The only downside you could say is that it won't have ECC memory. Now it has DDR5, which has on-die ECC. I know that's not the same thing as transport ECC and blah blah blah, but I've never ran servers at home with ECC, so personally I don't really care. If a solar flare would hit and one of my bits would flip, it might damage one of my files. Okay, then there will be 2 other replicas of that file, so I don't care, and the backup somewhere else. So yeah. It's a 7945HX. I need to look it up. Yeah, 7945HX. So yeah, this is going to be really interesting, and it's going to, well, I already had a node running for like a month or 2, so it's going to work really well. I know it will. Let me get this out of the way. 28 PCIe lanes, yeah, but I get access to 25. I think that's a pretty good score. And I mean, there's more. Like the onboard 2.5 gigabit NIC, it's probably connected to one of those lanes, so that's 26. And then, I don't know, there's probably USB and stuff like that, which is the last 2 lanes. So, yeah. Thanks, Nigel. We'll probably continue next week. So, speaking of interesting stuff, let's do a little bit of secret. The onboard NIC is a Realtek, I believe, yes. Remember, oh god, Papa Bros here? What's his name? Remember Power Diff? Or Diff Power? I think I've actually solved most of the problems. Don't mind this nice little bodge wire here. It's supposed to be there. That's by design, okay? Let's not talk about that. So this is the latest prototype of Diff Power. If you look at the previous prototype... Do I have one here? I might. Yeah. This is the previous prototype. So it shrunk down a lot, and basically the whole board changed. Well, not everything changed, but a lot of things changed. Yeah, so there's that. But I'm still prototyping. Let me get a screwdriver. Nope. So let's hook this up real quick. Let's plug it in and see if it explodes. It shouldn't anymore. So that's the secret. Oh, okay. I guess that's not a secret, but I mean, okay. Is someone else copying my board name? What? What do you mean? I don't think so. Let's get a brain board here. Oh, we'll look that up using USB-C. That's easier. So we have USB-C in here. And we have USB-C out here. Like that. So this board will take in 55 volt and convert it down to 5 volt to feed out of this or this port, not at the same time. And you can power a brain board with that, for instance. And then we just need a single wire. Do I have one here? No, I don't. Jesus. Hold on. So we'll use a little wire here. For a data connection. Let me zoom that out a little bit. Why would you say someone's copying my board names? Okay. Oh wait, we need 2 wires. Damn it. Okay, well, we'll figure that out. So let's connect this one here. That is for the LED data signal. And I don't know who made the remark earlier, but I'll use my automatic screwdriver. So let's get a second wire. There. Let's, I don't know, put it in this one. What would you recommend for a quiet 360 watt 15 amp power supply? It's only 3.4 meters long. But why then do you need a 360 watt 15 amp power supply? If it's only 3.4 meters long. This combination is odd. Okay. So that is this side hooked up. I'll hook up the other side real quick and then we'll do some explanation. What am I going to hook up there? Am I going to hook up this? Not sure this is broken or not. What do I have on here? I have a 24 volt buck converter on here, so I need something else. Okay, I need this. Yes, it's already here. Okay. I'll explain in a second. Hold on. What? Why is this wire? Where did it go? What do you mean? I'll use a different one. There. Okay. It fell off, yeah. Chuckton, yeah, ASM, I like them. They've been working well for me. And they work so well for me that in Windows, if I use the Seagate tool, I can actually flash the firmware of my disks through the ASM. I can do all smart commands, things like that. So that was also a deciding factor for me. Okay, if I get that much access to the disk that I can actually flash them using the Seagate tooling, that's pretty native to me. So that was pretty good. And as I said, I've run, I think, hundreds of terabytes of ZFS scrubs and other things through them, using the bifurcation cards and the whole setup. And for me, that's worked fine. So, yeah. Okay, this needs Ethernet. I do. There. So it's kind of a mess with the USB-C cable, but hold on. Okay. I'll explain it with this guy. So, what do we have here? First off, we have a diff power sender 1. That's this board, and it does multiple functions. First, it takes in 55 volt and down converts it to 5 volt. It does that for RS485 that it's going to send out over the UTP plug, but it also makes 5 volts so you can power a board driving this, like a brain board, for instance, which has a data signal coming out, an LED data signal, and a enable trigger signal, basically. That's a new thing. Okay, so that's this setup explained. So in the end, 55 volt will come out through the UTP plug and a LED data signal, and it'll travel over Ethernet, like, you know, Ethernet, to a receiver board. And this receiver board has a buck converter mounted on top of it. So it's basically stacked on there. And what that does, it takes in that 55 volt or whatever is left of it after however long your UTP cable is. Maybe only 45 volt is left. That's fine. As long as it's 30 volts or higher, we can convert that to 24, 12, or 5 volt if you use a different buck converter on there. And then it outputs that LED data signal as a normal signal LEDs understand to, well, this side. Now, I would not recommend plugging this into a switch, no. So we just click that in there. No. You can use it in your patch panel, though, so that's cool. And let's get the strip in the screen, too. And I need to unplug this. I need to plug this in. And if I did not make a mistake, I might have, but who knows. If I now turn this on, have to wait for a little bit. I set this to 55 volt, 5 amps, that's fine. I think I did everything correctly. Power. Wait for it. And there we go. We have a functioning LED strip. Now let me quickly take a look what IP that got. Okay, so let's make it solid and let's make it red. Oh wait, let's turn the lighting down. There, now you can actually see that it works. So we can make it green, or we can make it blue, etc. Now, that by itself, of course, this isn't really that impressive, because, well, you could just have wired this up directly. So let's disconnect this. While it's on, let me get another cable. I kind of built myself in here. Okay. I kind of barricaded my room. So now let's use this cable. This is 50 meters of UTP cable. Standard Cat5e, nothing special. Okay, and let's plug that in here. There. Now look at how there's one blue light. Okay, so I plug that in here, and as soon as I plug that in, there's a second light there. That means that a remote board is detected. It starts a timer to not really hot plug the power, and then it turns the strip on again. And now we can set it to do, I don't know, do some nice effects and things like that. You know, what a strip would normally do. And in this case, it's a 24-volt strip, but it can also be a 12-volt strip or a 5-volt strip. So the idea is that you only have to run one wire, a UTP cable you can easily terminate yourself, and it carries data and power. Your controller stays inside or remote or whatever you want to have it. And then externally, you just have this little converter here, which then makes it the voltage and data signal the LEDs need. And, well, that basically works. And even better, if we now turn off the power in WLED, the blue light turns off, and it acts as a sort of relay, actually depowering this board. So these LEDs are still glowing because of capacitors and things like that, but the actual power to the board is cut completely. It only has some standby power of the detection mechanism, basically, but that's negligible. So you can actually remotely turn on and off the receiver board. So that's a new feature that was added for this prototype. No magic smoke yet. So we can also turn it back on again. Takes a little bit. And boom. Now the remote board is now powered again, as you can see from the LEDs. And also the LEDs are powered. And so, yeah, this is a very convenient way you can run data and power over a single cable. And it doesn't matter if that cable is 5 meters or if it's 50 meters. We're currently running through 50 meters of cable. It all works the same. So, yeah, and we can do this with about up to 100 watts. So that is 5 volt 20 amps or 12 volt, let's say 8 amps or so, and about 4 to 5 amps of 24 volt. So you can easily run 1 or 2 strips even after 50 meters of cable. So that does away with all the heavy power cabling or having local power supplies or all that kind of crap. You just pull UTP cables everywhere. In this case, it requires 2 ports from the brain. Yes, that's correct. But I plan on doing that differently. So this is the sender 1. We will also have the sender 8. And I have a prototype here still. I can show you. Okay. So this is a prototype of a sender 8. So it will have 8 output plugs. And those will all be individually switchable. And I will do that a different way so it doesn't eat up a port of your brainboard, basically. But you could just as well stack 2 brainboards on here. That's also an option. But yeah, this prototype needs heavy revision. Yeah, but one of the things I should have fixed now is I can actually just pull this out and, you know, la la la. Oh, wait, no, I needed to plug it in. But it's still turned on. Okay, well, plug it in anyway. Wait a little bit. Doesn't work. Okay, hold on. Not sure what's going on. Oh, did I mess up my bodge wire? No. Come on. What's going on? And it doesn't work. But I don't know why. I'm confused. It should work. What? Time for a reboot. It's not happy. No, I know, but why? Let's try this again. No clue. Okay. I honestly don't know why it's suddenly not working. No smoke. Oh, okay. I think it was the connector. I unplugged the connector and plugged it back in. Now it's fine. I was gonna say, what the hell's going on? So, let me demonstrate again. You unplug it. You wait for a little bit. Because I still need to fix that. And then you plug it back in. And you're like... What? What do you mean? I'm thoroughly confused. Why do I need to unplug and plug this stupid connector back in? I guess. So let me do a different effect. No, the cap shouldn't be the issue. Let me try it on this side. Okay. That is so odd. That makes no sense. Because now if I disconnect this guy and I plug it back in, it works. What is going on? Maybe indeed the first LED is getting confused, but I have no clue why. Let me turn it off in software. Off? On. Yeah, then it works. More bugs to figure out. The bug I fixed, though, is that it doesn't blow up when you hot plug it. It doesn't work anymore either. But you know, who's counting? Reboard? No, the brain board, no, doesn't really matter. Let me unplug it again. What is going on? There shouldn't be residual, but it might be that the caps are indeed still discharging, and that's why it's getting confused. Let's give it a little bit longer then. Okay, so I don't know. Okay, so it should be dead now, right? So let's plug it in. Have to wait for it, wait for it, wait for it. Oh, no, and now it worked. So maybe it's indeed some residual power that is causing some issue there. Because it does need a little bit to die. And now it still doesn't work. Because it's online. No, the first LED is getting confused. Maybe I have it configured wrongly. Yeah. I've been testing with this for days and never had this issue. No, this is just Cat 5e, so it's twisted. So let's try and disconnect this guy. Shouldn't matter, I mean... Okay, so now it's broken. So now I want to test something. If I turn it off in software... Okay. Yeah, it's off. And then turn it on again. No, it just... What? How is that even possible? I'm so confused. Okay, let's leave it off for a little bit. Oh man. Why, when you fix one bug, there's always a new one? Check the voltage on the first... Well, we can check the voltage on the output. Let's see. It's 600 millivolts. Oh wait, my monitor is going to sleep. Hold on. No, these are prototypes. I don't have that many boards. Okay, so let's turn it back on again. $24 volts. Okay, doesn't work for some reason. Unplug. Replug, no problem. That's confusing. Yes, somehow the first chip is getting confused. Yeah, I know, but once the connection is back, you know, it gets data again. So, yeah, this is WS2814. So, the rest of my testing has indeed been with other strips. And that worked. Okay. Yeah, there is a capacitor on there, because if I unplug this and now measure it, see, you can see it draining. So if I then plug it back in again, yeah, now we're back at 24 volt, but it seemingly wasn't long enough because it's not working. So let's unplug it longer. These are 2814Fs, so there is no backup data. Interesting, I didn't know about that issue. So let's wait for it to drain a little bit more, I don't know, 10 millivolts. Okay, 10 millivolts. Let's go. And now it works. Yeah, so somehow, if the chip remains somewhat active, it gets confused. Well, that's already there, Nathan. I could maybe make it more. But that would also waste power while it's on. Now, this system isn't meant to be run on battery or anything, but, you know. Yeah. But if I do it logically... At the end of the strip? No, there's no volt. It doesn't matter. Only the first chip matters. Okay, logically turn on again. Yeah, then it's fine. Yeah, I need to see that. Maybe I have to add some pull downs in there so that the data signals reset when it's disconnected, or at least pulled to ground. I think it's already in there. I'm not 100% sure though. And somehow it gets some kind of data it doesn't understand. Power off. Yeah, okay, powered off. Powered on. Yeah, okay. It's funny. I did all the hot plugging tests with a different strip connected. That you know, and seemingly this is a new issue. Yeah. Oh, you guys. Yeah, yeah. That's so stupid. Okay. New problem. I'll figure it out. Yeah, it only happens when I unplug, and I unplug not long enough. If I unplug long enough, it's fine. If I logically turn power off, it's also fine. That's probably because RS485 is still continuing. Because the RS485 isn't coupled to that power line. It's only when it's turned off, it gets no data, and then it gets data again, then it gets confused. Well, in theory, some pull downs on the data line should already fix that. Because then it just goes into a zero state. And then after it gets new data, it gets new data. But somehow, currently, it gets confusing data? I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I guess, but it's disconnected. So, I mean, there's nothing there except residual power. Anyway, that's the secret I wanted to show, that I've been working on diff power, power diff, whatever you want to call it, a little bit. I guess it still needs a bit of work. Wait, let me add more lighting. There. I guess it still needs a little bit of refinement, but it's already better than it was before, because it's not blowing up the whole time. Well, I'm not cutting off the data line because the data lines are fed through RS485, so that actually remains open when I logically disconnect it. Then just power is cut off. But if I physically disconnect it, well, it's physically disconnected. So, I mean, yeah. Where's the excitement in that? What? No smoke. Yeah, sorry, no smoke. I disappointed you again. Yeah, interesting. I saw that, Dons. That's, yeah. I talked to him a little bit about it too. Really cool. He made some nice videos. But yeah, I hope to be able to release diff power somewhere this year. That'd be really nice. And the sender one, it's a little bit less of a functional board in that sense that you really have to have a situation where you only need one of these lines. But the sender 8 makes a lot more sense. So you can have a central controller, you can have LEDs spread around or props or whatever, and you just need to add a receiver board with an RJ45 cable in there, and that's it. All power is done. remotely all power handling, so turning it on and off is done remotely. You can run 5, 12, or 24 volts, and you don't have to worry about cable lengths and such anymore, because it's all fine. So, yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure after Chinese New Year. This isn't coming out next month or something like that. But I'm working on it, so yeah. Probably next week we'll continue with the server build, and maybe we'll actually get to installing an OS. We'll see. But for now, I want to thank you for hanging around with me and seeing me bodge this Johnsbow case into how I want it to work. I think most of the stuff is pretty well thought out, and as I said, I already have one node that I've been testing for over a month, which has been great. Yeah, I'm pretty confident on the design there. Yeah, but I hope to see you back for that. If not, I'll see you back in one of the videos or on the Discord server. And catch you guys later. Bye-bye.